I've always thought that, even when falling leaves don't come from the same tree, like meteors, you both made a journey through the stars. Both travelers who have landed on a planet that is not your home. Yet, when she first noticed, seems like you've answered your own question. Skirk sees herself as a trespasser in this world. She's made a conscious choice to avoid altering its path. Let's keep going. It's still a long way to the source of the river.
Now have what it takes to wield immense power. From this day forth, I shall teach you no more. No one can become a worthy warrior through imitation alone. I have given you fangs and claws. Now, you must learn to hunt.
You wish me to travel the world beyond?
Indeed. Make new friends. Embark on your own journey. And piece together a new future from the shattered remnants of your past. We will still have contact through the abyss. But know this. One day, I will take the life you worked so hard to rebuild and reduce it to ashes. Just like the fire that haunts your mind.
Why?
I have told you before, fear is the catalyst. You have tasted loss. You have known fear so deep it can be felt in the bones. But as living beings, we all have an instinct to detach from that which harms us. And thus pain dampens over time. Yet now, I have bestowed upon you the gift of fear eternal. It will drown you in the nightmare of your childhood, or it shall drive you to defeat me, whatever the cost.
That is what Skirk's master, the foul Sertology, looked like. Of course, as a higher being, physical form is a triviality to him. He could appear as a beast, a human, or even a monster that defies description. The form you see him in here, clad in abyssal armor, is the one he usually wears when traveling through the stars.
For certain reasons, I need to bridge the power gap between me and my master as quick. To do that, I need to follow in his footsteps, walk the path he once walked, and somewhere along the way, I'll find.
I'll let you in on a little secret. The real Sertology is terrified. The scope of his power is impossible to understand until you experience it firsthand. Shall we? You've made it quite a ways already. This is Skirk, when she first began training under Sertologi.
I have set your broken wrist. Tomorrow, you're to train twice as hard. No tears this time. Good.
Can I ask a question, Master? Why did you save me? I keep thinking, maybe it would be better if I had died.
I saved you because I have a plan for you. It has been too long since I fought a battle that demanded my full so I will teach you everything I know. Train you by whatever means necessary. In the hope that one day, you might—
But I don't want to draw my sword against you, Master.
What you want matters little. Among the boundless sea of stars, the cries of the weak are but faint murmurs that disappear into the void. You of all people know that well.
Yes, Master. From that day forward, after some time, it was not that human emotion disappeared from her heart. We're nearly— I almost don't want to reach the end. These are Skirk's happiest memories. What a simple and carefree time it was. Wisps of clouds dotted the sky. The sun bathed everything in golden light. And when song filled the air, not even the shyest of This is Skirk's homeland. There was so much to discover. The treasures at the bottom of the sea, the secrets beyond the stars. And it was a spaceship. When it arrived, the people that disembarked wore smiles on their faces and spoke of friendship. They claimed to be merchants from a neighboring planet, looking to establish trade. Skirk's parents, her relatives, her neighbors, everyone welcomed the newcomers with open arms. No one had any idea of what was to come. Several months later, an army of— Skirk had skipped school that day, like so many times before, so she was not caught in the immediate wave of destruction. But when she came home that day, only fire and ruin awaited. Countless people cried out to her for help. People she knew and loved. Their lives were discarded like worthless trash as the fire. If Sertologi hadn't been there in that moment, the fire would have claimed her life too. Because she and her people were seen as a threat. As the initial merchant ship explored the planet, they discovered that it hadn't always had the condition to support life. Yet there was evidence of human activity, even during the periods of extreme heat or cold in the past. Further research revealed that, over time, the people of this planet had evolved the ability to adapt to any— For that reason, the outsiders viewed them. Senseless, isn't it? If those with power get to decide good and evil, no one wants to relive their most painful— Skirk is waiting over there. For both of us. Let's go to her. It's time to fulfill my purpose.
this, just so you could bring her here?
I have things to say to you. Well, to me. I want someone to witness our reconciliation, even if it takes an argument to get there. And she is the best choice in this moment. Her suppressed emotional self. The version of herself she keeps locked in the recesses of her mind, stifled by reason. All those rejected impulses, those discarded aspects of your past selves, they are I am who you used to be. Someone you have refused to face for too long. So, I came to face you instead.
You're wrong. I've faced you all along. Your existence makes me weak. Moments of joy and longing are when we are most vulnerable. Don't forget, it was a penchant for goodness over reason that doomed our homeland in the first place. The vastness of the universe renders everything insignificant. Our feelings most of all.
Even so, learning from the mistakes of the past doesn't have to mean erasing everything. Strip yourself of your so-called weaknesses, emotions like kindness and empathy, and what makes you any different from the ruthless soldiers who
The difference is that I'm doing what is right. I allow you to exist, but with limited freedom. That is the greatest kindness I can offer. I've shouldered everything you couldn't carry. I rose above the numbness and empty.
That is the problem. I want to shoulder those things together. On the grand scale of the entire universe, maybe our feelings are vanishingly small. Think back to those nights of gazing at the stars, those afternoons of exploring the unknown. Think back, and
that isn't what we need.
Exactly what we need. Aren't you curious about why recovering your strength?
Finally, you get to the important part. That is the only answer I came here to find.
Then look around. Look at your inner world. You cast aside your dreams and curiosity, and in doing so, you lost your original motivation. You severed all connection to who you used to be. Now, the only things driving you forward are fear and survivor's guilt.
And you think that means I should seek help from a weak little thing like you?
Thank you for saying that. I knew bringing you here would be the right choice. To be honest, I'm not here to argue with you. This isn't about who's right or wrong. And in fact, I agree that in order to make it through the wake of that tragedy, we had to distance ourselves. But what is right at one point in time isn't always right forever. I know you will never forget, and I know that among the voices that haunt you, mine is there too. Because deep down, all those unfulfilled hopes are like knives to the heart. And I don't want you to hurt anymore.
I keep thinking, maybe it would be better if I had died.
Your dad and I, we're not afraid to stare death in the face, but...
I'm sick of being a kid. There's so many amazing things out there, and I'm ready to see them all.
I remember. There was a song Mom and Dad always sang, Dancing Water. The sand along your path is begging for your song and movement. Will you carry this burden with you on your journey? I am not the dancing water. And you are not the burdens.
Thank you.
I should be thanking you.
Skirk, run! Remember, leave no one alive!
Heed my words, Skirk. Let fear take root in your soul.
Did you survive? Why was it only you?
Skirk, did you become a positive light in this world?
Hey, this doesn't have to be the end. Life is a gift. Don't let darkness claim it.
So, you saw my memories then. I once asked my master if survival of the... He said no. But in a world without order, those with no moral boundaries tend to be the ones who survive. That's why, after an idea that, one day, but that means I must... Yes. Although his decision to train me was not made out of kindness, he did everything a master should. He saved my life. I know. And it's not something I want. But Master never goes back on. He's no longer into that. But he sends me messages through the abyss every now and then. Most of them are simple greetings, or an answer to one of... Every time I hear from him, my heart skips a beat. And I wonder if this is the moment where he'll finally appear before me. Maybe that means I do live in eternal fear. Just like he said. Yeah, I don't know what Master has planned, but I have to be ready. Help me? Why?
Honestly, Paimon was gone for like 2 seconds. You're both okay, right?
What does it look like? Only water from the source can cleanse the rot and filth that flows. I taught you to incorporate the experiences from your journey into how you fight.
Okay, so Paimon feels like she's missing some important context. But whatever. Paimon brought back tons of delicious snacks! Let's dig in!
Alright, it's about time.
We're gonna deal with this thief for good, right?
This time, I'm not going to tell you to hold back. But the good news is...
Rev the engines! More speed.
Wait, isn't that the form the all-devouring narwhal changed into? How come he knows that too? Really? So, you're telling Paimon that giant whale and this guy can both—
It's a subconscious instinct. Any intelligent being who looked to them, he
Okay. Oh, the closer Paimon looks, the more intimidating it gets. Nervalette isn't here. Bombs away!
Surge!
Power. Go!
haven't forgotten your training, I hope. Extinguished! Mine to wield. Haven't had enough of my power. Well then, Let's see how much more of this power you can handle. Well, have you come to your...
You saw that my body was at its limit. Such power.
Skirk, Sertologi's disciple.
How long has it been?
Hundreds of years.
Hundreds? Sorry, it's a lot to take in. I should introduce myself. This is the first time I've heard your name, Skirk. But hundreds
of...
Sounds like you and Master have quite the history. Care to tell us about it?
Of course. Might as well take advantage. I was born into a noble family in Conria. As the eldest son, I was set to inherit. I trained the sword harder than anyone else, defeated all of my peers. But it was all in vain. When other people looked at me, all over time my heart hardened. And we were similar in age, but different in background. He was born in prison, the son of criminals who had been sentenced to death. He spent his yet he always wore a smile on his... I still remember what he said to me when we first met. You need to fight.
That does sound like something he would say.
He was the first to acknowledge that I was worth something. And he inspired me to keep going. When I was 10, he stole forbidden research materials and managed to cure my illness. It was like there was nothing in this world he couldn't accomplish. But after his grand endeavor was successful...
This planet no longer holds anything of interest to me, so I'm leaving. But first, I have an offer. I can use a power I have just refined. Your death was once what we worked so hard to prevent. But the immortality you now face is a different kind of pain altogether.
I'll pass. Immortality doesn't sound so bad to me. Since I can't die, it means I have an infinite amount of time to get stronger. Maybe.
Are you sure? I cannot say when I will return.
All I can do is try.
Wise indeed. And nevertheless, if you grow weary of the pain of immortality...
Disciple?
Nor I. But Vedifenir said I was You know as well as I, Vedifenir's prophecies are never wrong.
Well...
All Vedifenir said was that one day, the stars shall bow in her honor.
Sounds pretty
Of course. Only the most outstanding people would have... I'll be leaving then. Oh, and if you were serious about getting stronger, I left you a little gift in the primordial sea. As I've said before, walk whatever path you want. Freedom means even the wicked get to make their own.
Waiting for me in the primordial sea was the all-devouring narwhal, already beaten into submission by Sertologi. And it's...
Your heart? That sounds like torture.
Because, of course...
So, you used the curse to turn yourself... Even with that whale's ability, devouring power like that is not something the human bought, but that is not the path.
You're right. I should have known better, but I miss your master.
After the beating we just gave you, I think we can call it even.
Sir Logistus, I know what he's like. He rules with an iron fist, using despair and fear to force you to catch up to him, all the while standing ever out of reach. We're like mountain climbers.
True. But I made up my mind long ago. Besides, after hearing your story, I suspect what Master really wants is not a battle that demands his...
Oh?
Since you're his friend, you must have some... First time we came here, when you stabbed me through the fog and stole my power, but when you had to devote all your strength fighting me just now, I could feel joy and passion emanating from your blade. It was the joy of a researcher discovering the truth of the world, the joy of an artist uncovering a temple of...
Interesting. You're right. That battle brought me an unbridled sense of joy, and my defeat brings me no regret.
Exactly. I think Master one where his opponent forces him to use all his strength, after which all can... For that very reason, good and evil are
Perhaps you're right. Perhaps that is his call. What a battle that would be.
Are you okay?
Too many different kinds of power are surging through. I won't be. Sir Logi once offered to...
I can, but not through... It's not a suitable punishment for your... The impurities will dissipate, but it will be a time-consuming and pain.
I accept. I have faith that you'll... If we are climbers in the dark, it appears... At least, it looks like you...
I will reach the top of this mountain. And you, Skofnunger, will be...
That's finally over. Let's get out of here. Once again, we've proved there's nothing we can't... Wow! You sounded... Today sure went by fast. It's night already.
Yes. The power Skofnunger
Great! Huh, it's...
I suppose it's because... the false stars hanging... It's not real. And yet, even the most beautiful of bubbles has to burst. Time marches ever forward. Though we gaze upon a false sky, its vastness and majesty...
This is all going over Paimon ever since we met. She has filled If it's too big a job for one person, then we've met so many amazing friends.
I suppose when it comes to you... Well, I should be going. Now that my power is no longer isolated from my emotion, I suppose fate will decide. Regardless, reunions in part one without war. For this, we must all work to become stronger. If that's what you want to call me, I won't object.
Bye! Is it just Paimon? Or is she being... Hey! What do you think about camping here tonight? There's nothing quite like sleeping under the stars. Come tomorrow, we can continue our journey. Oh,